Dumb Money is the movie that we're talking about today, and this movie is based on a true story, and the concept of dumb money is a term to describe retail investors who are not considered smart enough to understand the market with the perception that they will always lose. So if you're into the stock market buying or exploring other financial instruments these days, this is a good watch. So the movie begins with a man named Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, who works as a financial analyst and puts his advice online on a Reddit forum called Wall Street Bets. So he starts investing in a stock called GameStop, which is currently retailing at $85 a share. And he shows all his friends how he puts his life saving in it, but everyone advises him against it. He starts putting his balance sheets online so people will follow him online and start buying the stock. A nurse works at the hospital, some college students, Harmon really pick up his idea, Marcus working at Staples, and they all start investing into the stock. Now the catch is that Wall Street is betting that the company is going to fail and shorting the stock. So it's more of a common man against the rich man. Slowly people start catching on to his theory and start buying the stock. This starts to jack up the price, and Wall Street notices but says retail traders are always going to lose, and then the main purchaser who's shorting the stock starts to buy 600,000 more shares of it, called Melvin Capital, because he believes that the retail investors are going to lose. So now slowly Keith launches a movement called the Diamond Hands. Now this is a movement where they start buying more and more of the GameStop stock in order to stick it to the big man. All the trading has been done through an app called the Robinhood app, and with a coordinated buying spree, they bring up the price by up to 90% in one day. And so Wall Street starts to notice, and they start to lose millions of dollars, and Keith is heralded as the genius who's behind it all. So once Melvin Capital starts losing $1 billion a day, they shut down Wall Street Bets, which causes people to do a panic selling of the stock, which is what their agenda is. But once it's come back on, Keith Griffin, so the owner, stops all buying of the stock GameStop, because when Keith Gill puts up his balance sheet, it shows that he didn't sell any of the stock. This results in an investigation by the US Financial Services, and Griffin, Plock and Keith all are subpoenaed. Keith defends himself, he did nothing wrong. In the end, they show how everyone was affected by the aftermath. Robinhood had the most lawsuits and the worst IPO in the history. Plotkin is forced to shut down Melvin Capital. Some of his followers do cash out the stock and make their life a bit easier. Keith sells some of his shares to buy his brother an expensive car. He thinks of selling the stock but ends up buying even more, which eventually triples. Because of GameStop, 85% of hedge funds now look at the internet to see what retail investors are doing and where are they investing. Wall Street will never be able to ignore the so-called term dumb money again. That's all for today. If you'd like us to review movies, just leave a comment down below and we'll definitely review the movie for you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.